but who knows? Moving on to our featured story, we have the Digital Currency Group, parent company of Grayscale and Genesis Lending. So Rand Nooner, you should be following him, 682,000 followers at Crypto Man Rand. He has Richard Hart on his show regularly on Crypto Banter. Digital Currency Group has been dead silent since Genesis Lending collapsed, despite tons of speculation that they may have to unbundle. Today, they broke their silence with a strong GBTC campaign, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust campaign. It feels like they are positioning for a sale. Feels strange? Thoughts? So they've been pretty quiet about their insolvency. But Barry Silbert just tweeted today at 8:54 a.m. If Grayscale ETF dreams fail, firm may try a tender offer, the CEO says. So this is our feature article. Basically, Grayscale is trying to become a publicly traded ETF to close the gap between their GBTC and BTC. GBTC is, despite being backed by Bitcoin, is trading at a 50% premium. 2-for-1 sale. Richard Hart talks about this a lot. Richard Hart, again, was ahead of the curve. He was talking about how the Grayscale discount has to go away for Bitcoin to go up, and now everyone's talking about it. Again, ahead of the curve. And again, Mike Alfred behind the curve. So here it goes. If Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF dreams fail, firm may try a tender offer, CEO says. So Michael Sonnenschein attempts to assuage fears of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust investors after collapse of FTX. Wall Street Journal, you can check out the article, but Grayscale Investments said the firm would explore new options to return a portion of Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust's capital to shareholders if it fails to transform the world's largest Bitcoin fund into an exchange-traded fund. These options could include a tender offer for up to 20% of the outstanding shares of 10.7 billion trust. Grayscale chief executive Michael Sonnenschein said in a letter to investors viewed by the Wall Street Journal. Tender offer would make a direct appeal to shareholders to sell or tender their shares at a specific price during a certain time. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, known by its ticker symbol GBTC, trades like a closed-end fund, which can often trade at a premium or discount to the value of its holdings. Amid this year's slump in digital assets, the discount rate has widened substantially. Grayscale Bitcoin was trading at a 49% discount relative to the price of the Bitcoins it held on Friday, according to Y Charts. Currently, GBTC can be created, but not redeemed, meaning that investors can only sell their holdings in the open market at a discount. The trust charges a 2% annual fee. Grayscale said that converting GBTC into an ETF would help bring its share price to trade in line with its underlying value. Market participants would be able to create and redeem shares of GBTC to ensure they reflect the underlying value of Bitcoin it holds. So if there's an ETF, right now Grayscale is not an ETF, and you could sell your shares on the market, but it could be at a premium or discount, despite being backed by actual Bitcoin. But I guess an ETF would allow for arbitrage. It would allow you to buy, if you can buy this 50% off and redeem it for actual Bitcoin or the US dollar value of Bitcoin, then it would bring GBTC and BTC to parity, which could, and being at parity would essentially allow the price to continue to climb, because people would buy people would not, I guess people would buy, right now people don't want to buy Bitcoin because they could buy it for 50% off, and they're assuming that if it doesn't go back to parity, they'll be able to redeem it, I guess. I mean, they're assuming that it's going to be turned into an ETF and it'll hit parity. So it's sort of an arbitrage play right now. So money that otherwise would have been going into Bitcoin and pumping Bitcoin is going into Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, essentially. So Mr. Sonnenschein's letter attempted to assuage the fears of GBTC investors following the collapse of crypto exchange FTX last month. which has spread contagion across the industry. Grayscale's parent company, Digital Currency Group, and affiliate firm, crypto lender Genesis Global Capital, are among those ensnared in the FTX meltdown. Genesis paused redemptions and loan originators after it couldn't meet clients' withdrawals requests, and Digital Currency Group said it owes Genesis $1.7 billion through 2 loans. Securities and Exchange Commission has so far rejected Grayscale and others' spot Bitcoin ETF applications on the grounds that such products are vulnerable to fraud and market manipulation. The regulator has only allowed ETFs tracking Bitcoin futures to come to the market. So Grayscale sued the SEC. Blah, blah, blah. So if Grayscale is unable to return capital to GBTC shareholders via a tender offer or ETF, the company currently plans to continue operating GBTC without a continuing redemption program until it succeeds in converting it into a spot Bitcoin ETF, Mr. Sunshine said it in the letter. We are committed to converting GBTC into an ETF. It is what we are putting the full resources of the firm behind, Mr. Sunshine said in the interview. So I guess to reassure people that they could continue buying Grayscale Bitcoin, he's saying that there's the possibility that they could have that they could redeem their shares for potentially the actual US dollar, that in the future they will be able to, if they don't convert into an ETF, they'll get a good offer on, I don't know if it's going to be 1-to-1, but they'll get a good offer on their Grayscale Bitcoin shares. I guess they'll get it for a premium on what they bought it for, or what it was. I don't know. But I guess maybe further regulation would allow Grayscale to get that approval from the SEC to become an ETF. So its price, the Grayscale Bitcoin, can trade at closer range, if not parity to Bitcoin, which would allow for more buying of Bitcoin. I mean, it would allow for more buying of real Bitcoin, which would drive up the price. So that's why Richard Hart is saying that Bitcoin will not make all-time highs until the discount is over. But I don't know. I mean, if as soon as they get that approval from the SEC, I think it's going to be like that. I think that's when the discount really closes, and that could happen very quickly and faster than most people think. So I'm not going to take it as like Bitcoin is never coming back. I think it's going to come back. I think that this issue will be resolved sooner than later. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think it'll be resolved sooner or later? We got 19 watching. If you're enjoying, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, press the bell, and sign up to the Furu Finance newsletter, and consider sending a super chat. That was our featured story. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat.